everyone, it's Debra Poneman, founder of Yes to Success Seminars, Ageless, Anti-Aging for Your Brain, Your Body, and Your Future, and the Awake Method, because it's time for all of us to wake up. And for almost 50 years, I've been sharing with people in every corner of the globe how to make lifestyle changes so that they can thrive physically, mentally, emotionally at any age and be centered and happy even in the midst of challenging times. So, I'm going to share with you something right now that has been scientifically proven to reduce stress and anxiety and even depression, and it's not what I usually talk about in my Saturday messages, but I think it's so important that I'm kind of going rogue a little bit today. Are you ready? If you want to do something that pretty much works for everyone to make their lives monumentally healthier and happier, stop eating white refined sugar. That's it. It's so simple. It's not that easy, but the results are worth the effort. You have to trust me on this one. Just try it for 1 week until we're together next Saturday, and you'll already see a difference. Here's the deal. Some foods cause inflammation in the body and the brain, and white sugar is one of the worst culprits. Inflammation slows down communication between brain cells, which are called neurons. And you remember how the brain cell work from high school biology. So one cell, it has these long kind of finger-like protrusions called axons, and then the impulse travels down the axon, and then it goes across what's called the synapse, which is a very microscopic little gap. So the synovial fluid goes from one neuron and it's picked up by this dendrite, and then the next brain cell, then the next brain cell, then the next brain cell, and that's how we work. That's how we think. And when you feel that dull, foggy, forgetful kind of a brain, that's because your brain cells have been affected by things like white sugar. And you know what the white sugar does? It causes inflammation, and the inflammation causes your brain cells to retract. And then the gap between the axons and the dendrites are so wide that you can't remember what you were going to say. You can't remember your friend's name. You can't remember the movie that you wanted to see. And furthermore, brain inflammation is serious because when prolonged inflammation it happens to the cells, the brain cells can actually begin to die. So, in other words, brain inflammation is causing your brain to atrophy and age too fast and has been shown to play significant role in Alzheimer's, as well as many other degenerative diseases like diabetes and arthritis and osteoporosis and heart disease. And according to recent research done at the University of Cambridge, inflammation may be even more widely implicated in dementia than was previously thought. So, a diet high in white sugar, which, by the way, sorry to tell you, includes not only your run of the mill donuts and cookies and cake and candy and wine and anything that acts like white sugar in your body, which includes carbs like white pasta, all refined white flour, tortillas, pita bread, Wonder Bread, most breakfast cereals, any processed grains. And by the way, one other thing that inflammation causes that I didn't mention, besides cardiovascular disease and diabetes and arthritis and osteoporosis and some cancers, also weight gain. And as I mentioned earlier, depression. So obviously, this is not something you want in your diet, but the good news is that it's still possible to enjoy delicious treats without sacrificing taste. Instead, try date sugar or coconut palm sugar or monk fruit or stevia, but no artificial sweeteners because those are even more toxic than white sugar. So, how to begin? Well, first, you have to know yourself. If you're like me, you have trouble weaning yourself slowly. I cannot eat treats in moderation. I'm one of those people who has to go cold turkey. One taste and it's over. You can ask my friends and my family. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just have one little taste of the cake. And then I go back for another little taste and then another little taste until I've eaten half the cake. So I have to do cold turkey. And if I go off, it's over for me. So if you're like me, the only way to begin is to just stop. That's right. Done. Fini. And instead, satisfy your sweet tooth at the beginning with some less harmful sweeteners, like, as I said, monk fruit or coconut sugar or date sugar. Even maple syrup or organic raw honey are better at the beginning than white sugar. But you'll want to slowly even wean yourself off of those since they also have a high glycemic index and do cause some brain inflammation, but less than white sugar. Or better yet, eat dried fruits like dates, commonly called nature's candy because they're so sweet, or sweet fresh fruits at the beginning, like bananas or grapes. I love bananas and grapes frozen, which, by the way, also provide fiber. And you could get some treats at your local health food store or online that are sweetened with fruit juice or dates, or make them yourself. Once your craving for sugar is less, then you'll want to even reduce your intake of dried fruit to a few pieces a day and substitute things like nuts. Do you know that after you've been off of sugar for a while, you're going to eat some nuts like some raw almonds or raw cashews, and they will taste sweet as sugar to you? Or a carrot will taste sweet as sugar to you. And don't get me going on sweet potatoes. I mean, those are like, well, they're filled with naturally occurring sugar, which is fine to eat. So, anyway, but then after a while, you won't even crave sweet fruit. You'll be happy consuming fruits like grapefruit or apples that have a lower glycemic index. Now, if you're not a cold turkey kind of a guy or gal, then gradually decreasing your sugar consumption week by week might work for you. Week one, just notice ways to cut back, like instead of getting a Danish with your Starbucks, get a croissant. I know it's refined white flour, but we're talking about weaning yourself and then start doing things like putting bananas and raisins and maybe just a touch of maple syrup in your oatmeal instead of, 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. Don't eat sweetened yogurt, but instead get plain yogurt. And I'm not that big on dairy, so I would recommend coconut milk yogurt or cashew milk yogurt. And just add a small bit of stevia or monk fruit or coconut palm sugar or pure fruit jam for sweetness. Also, purchase whole grain bread, organic, of course, instead of bread made with processed grains. And as I already mentioned, start gradually snacking on trail mix without the M&Ms instead of candy, even if it's healthy candy, which almost all has sugar in it. Take a look at the label and make your own treat, sweetened with fruit juice or applesauce. And do not substitute artificial sweeteners like Equal or Splenda for white sugar. They come with a host of their own problems, including devastating health consequences, actually worse than white refined sugar. True, for your brain and your body. And the fact that they dull your taste buds and make you crave more sweets, that's the least of your worries with poisons like aspartame. And if after a while you still have sugar cravings, grab some protein. I know you're craving a Snickers, and I'm telling you to grab some protein. Like protein powder sweetened with stevia, or a hard boiled egg, or a small handful of nuts. Again, organic, raw, unsalted, and sprouted is best. I mean, again, I know a hard boiled egg isn't exactly a Snickers, but it doesn't cause brain inflammation either. And be sure to eat regular meals and eat protein at every meal because it keeps blood sugar stable and it's the most satisfying macronutrient so you don't crave sweets. And this is especially important to have some protein at breakfast. And be sure you take a good supplement. Nutrient deficiencies are responsible for many cravings, especially sugar cravings. And certain nutrients seem to improve blood sugar control, and those include chromium, vitamin B3, and magnesium are the three that come to mind. And as you begin to detox from sugar, because it is a toxic drug, as a matter of fact, in laboratory studies, mice chose white refined sugar over heroin. So you might find you have a headache for a day or two because you're going through withdrawals. So be sure to drink lots and lots of water to help flush out the toxins from your system. And that's another thing. If you drink sugary drinks, or worse yet, things like Diet Coke or Coke Zero, you'll want to start substituting water. It can be flavored water, but obviously no sugar, like the biggest scam on the market, vitamin water. Don't get me going on that. And one last thing, to take temptation out of your life, you can do what I do. Everyone who comes to my house knows that it is a sugar free zone. And I ask that they not bring any treats in unless they are not made with white refined sugar. If it's somebody's birthday and we're having a party at my house and they want to bring, a Costco cake or ice cream, that's fine, but they take it home with them when they leave. So there is no temptation of a big old cake sitting in my refrigerator. I admit it, I don't have great self control, but it's getting better all the time. So why tempt fate? And by the way, my kids never had regular birthday cakes. I made them birthday cakes sweetened with applesauce or mashed bananas or a little stevia or a little coconut palm sugar. And their friends gobbled those cakes down. And they even went home and they told their moms about the yummy cake that they had at Daniel or Deanna's birthday party. So that's it. Good luck. I am rooting for you as you say bye bye to white refined sugar and hello to exceptional mental clarity, better sleep, more radiant skin. You guys all know that I'm in my 70s, and this is really me. I have to tell you, it's not, I don't have anything against anybody who wants to get a facelift, because when you get a facelift and you look in the mirror and you love how you look, you do emit, the happy hormone. So, but this is really me. And I have to say that I attribute a lot of not only my mental clarity, but the quality of my skin and the strength of my body and my stamina, all to the glorious benefits of a sugar free life. And if you want more information on how to live a healthy, long life, click on the link below and come to one of my master classes called Secrets to Slowing and Reversing Aging of Your Brain and Your Body. And I will give you a lot more information. I actually have one tomorrow, Sunday. So go ahead and click on the link. And then I have two more in the week coming up, leading to my ageless seminar that I do once or twice a year with my friend Ronnie Newman, who is a Harvard trained mind body researcher. And she did the original anti aging research, her team, that appeared on the cover of Newsweek. Remember in 1990? Have we found the fountain of youth? I teach this anti aging course with her, and we're doing one on the 14th and the 15th of December. So come, it's going to be wonderful. You will love it. Scouts honor. But for now, get through the week, and I can't wait to hear what happens to your health, and lots of love. Bye for now.